my first apartment ever.
Can't call it love, but at least we
I'm getting so emotional.
friend when I'm in my head.
We have a lot to do.
On it, I'll dive.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you are new. I have zero idea if this mic is even on. It literally could not even be on, and in that case, it's a cute accessory. But today is a long-awaited video, at least long-awaited for me, because I have been so freaking excited for this video. We are not only moving out of my dorm, as you can see, I am back in my childhood bedroom, guys, but we are apartment hunting for my first apartment ever. I am so excited to show you this video. I have grew up watching apartment hunting videos for literally like 5-6 years. Like, that is the genre of YouTube that I love so much. Literally something about an apartment hunting video. I can't put my finger on it, but I just love it so much, especially watching ones from like places I would dream to live, like abroad or New York City. Like, I was obsessed with apartment hunting in New York City videos, like in like 2021, 2022. Oh my gosh, that literally was like all that I watched. I would literally come home from school and I would literally just like go on apartments.com and go on Street Easy and like pretend I was like looking for an apartment. Like, I still get emails from Street Easy every single day. I finally got to experience a little snippet of apartment hunting in real life. I only toured a few apartments, but I'm excited to show you them. Another thing is I was just gonna be wearing a t-shirt, but it's freezing in May in New York right now. So I am currently wearing a scarf because I didn't feel like putting on a different shirt or a sweatshirt. So before we get to the apartment hunting part of this video, first I have to move out of my dorm. So I will be back as soon as I moved out of my dorm. Okay, it is 2 days before moving out. It is currently Wednesday. It is currently the night of April 30th. Technically it's 3 a.m. on May 1st. I just spent like 5 hours going through everything in my room, trying to figure out what clothes I'm keeping, what clothes I'm not keeping, starting to pack up the stuff that is going to be staying here in a storage unit during the summer. I've made a lot of progress so far. There's still a lot that I have to do, and also there's some stuff that I can't quite do yet until my family gets here, gets to Florida, and until I have suitcases to put the stuff that I'm keeping and bringing back to New York for the summer, like clothes, toiletries, and stuff like that that I'm going to be using this summer. So I can't pack that stuff yet. I want to show you my progress. This is the side of the room that's not packed up yet. It's really messy because I went through all these drawers, like all the stuff I'm keeping, and like this was like filled to the brim with crap because it was just a junk drawer. So now I'm keeping this stuff, and then this one's empty. I took off all of my decorations that were on my wall. It feels so naked and weird. Oh my gosh, don't mind the mess. I'm gonna talk about that in a second, but I'm literally feeling so emotional. Like, no, I definitely didn't film enough in this room. Let me show you this part of my room. So this area is still the same. This is stuff that I'm gonna be bringing home. There was like snacks and stuff in here, but anything I'm definitely not gonna eat I threw out. And then this, oh my goodness gracious, where do I even begin? So here there is 1, 2 like full bins of stuff that I am keeping in Florida. It's like, it's crazy because you would have never thought, like, I didn't realize I had so much stuff that I'm keeping in my closet. And then this stuff up here, this is clothes over here that I still have to try on. I'm like gonna put in suitcases. And then this is stuff that's not going in a bin. Like, there's like bins, and there's like a wheelie cart, yoga mat, other storage containers. That is just gonna have to be wheeled out to the car. Over here is where I'm keeping my snacks right now. I just took everything out of my drawers, except there's clothes still in there that I'm keeping. There's clothes still in here that I'm keeping. I'm not gonna like take it out. I'm just gonna keep it in there until I have the suitcases and just like put it straight from the drawers into the suitcases. And then, oh my gosh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags of garbage, and these are heavy. This one's actually the only light one, but they're like freaking 50 pounds plus each. She is messy, but you know what? I'm gonna miss it so much. Like, I feel like this is like my home now. It doesn't even feel like a dorm room. I don't know how to explain it. I am going to have a quick snack and head to bed. I'm going to the beach tomorrow. I might bring you along. I don't know. I don't want to get sand on my camera. I have 2 more nights left in this room. Wait, is it 2? 3 more nights. 3 more nights. My mom told me it was 2 more nights. I will update you on the process, and I'll show you when I'm cleaning more tomorrow after the beach though. Good night. Hi guys, it's moving out day. Cannot believe it. Okay, I got out of the shower. My hair is still very wet, but I just finished my makeup. Well, I didn't put any lip products on, but that's okay. This is the current state of our room. We are living in film. I'm joking. But there's gonna be a lot of cleaning going on today. I'm so excited. I am gonna go do my laundry. Family is currently on a flight coming to Florida, so do not have much time. Also, the self-tanner hands, okay, they're actually way better on camera, not the gradient fingers. We have a lot to do. Let's go do our laundry, but I'm excited and I will keep you updated.
We spent summer swimming in a sunset haze. Technicolor, crazy how fast it fades.
the part that you've been waiting for, and probably the part of this video that you have come for, the apartment hunting. Okay, so before I show you the places, I gotta give you the rundown. I gotta tell you what I'm looking for. This is my first apartment ever, and you might be asking that you were in college. Why are you getting an apartment right away? I usually do that through 3rd or 4th year. So, first reason is I am transferring schools. I am no longer going to Lynn University. I am transferring to either FAU or Palm Beach State College. I won't know yet. I won't know until the very beginning of July because I still am in the transferring process and I have not gotten back the information if I got into FAU yet because I'm currently taking a summer class and it's a whole process. It's a whole thing. But either way, Palm Beach State College is still on FAU's campus. It's a community college on FAU's campus, but no matter what, FAU said that there is no housing. They said that the housing on campus, number one, the wait list is over 1,000 people long, but transfer students apparently aren't even put on that list. They're not even considered. So that sucks for me. Guess it's time for my first apartment. Yeah, I definitely want to make a video about why I'm transferring out of Lynn. I'm probably gonna make some TikToks about that. So for the apartment, what am I looking for? Okay, so first of all, I don't really know many people that go to FAU, barely know anyone. So first thing I had to think of is who am I gonna live with? Because I currently do not have the financial means to live alone, and I also don't really want to live alone for the first time in an apartment. I'd rather do that post-grad when I'm living in a city or something, or when I'm like traveling the world. I'm gonna be living alone anyway. And while I'm in college, I want to be social. I want to make friends at FAU. Like I want to, that's the big reason why I'm switching schools is because Lynn is so small and I feel like there's not as big of a social scene as what I'm looking for. There's actually like a Facebook group, which I know guys, Facebook, like, oh, that's scary. I'm not on Facebook really, but my mom recommended this to me. She was like, you should go on Facebook and you should check out the FAU, Lynn, Palm Beach State College off-campus housing. What's it called? I don't know what Facebook groups are called. But I guess they're called Facebook groups. But she was like, you should go check that out. And I was like, Mom, it's Facebook. No one's on that. But there actually are. Like, she was right. So thanks, Mom. But I checked it out and other girls and guys and people were listing like, hey, I'm looking for a roommate, or I'm looking to sublease, or I'm looking to rent, or whatever. There's like over 50,000 people in my group, I'm pretty sure. So it's like really popular. So that's good. It was legit. I saw a bunch of girls listing that they needed a roommate or 2 roommates. And I DM'd like around 15 girls. Finally found someone who I feel like was a really great match. I'm so excited. So I reached out to her. She said, yeah, it seems like a good fit. We FaceTimed a few times and I was able to find a roommate. So that is a really good option if you are looking for someone off campus or if you're looking for someone in your city or something like that, try it. I swear I'll get to the apartment hunting very, very soon. But if you guys don't know my horror story, I'm being dramatic, but like I did not have a good experience with my roommate from my freshman dorm. We ended up splitting not even a month into school, like literally like 3 weeks into school. She moved out, thank God. I didn't talk about it on here, I talked about it on TikTok, but yeah, that whole situation was just like, ugh. I don't want it to just feel like a living arrangement. I want to be friends. Like, we don't have to be best friends, but I want to be friends. I want to be friendly. I want to feel comfortable with the people that I'm living with. So, and she feels the same way, so I'm really excited about that. I feel like it's definitely going to be way better than whatever the hell my freshman roommate situation was. What was I looking for? So I was looking for something in the same city as my school. Was not looking for anything too far because even though she has a car, I do not have a car, so I'm relying on Ubers, which really, really gets expensive. I saw this past year I spent an unhealthy amount of money on Uber, and currently all the money that I'm saving up is going towards studying abroad, so it's not like I'm even saving up for a car right now. Something as close to campus as possible is something ideal. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, or 2-bedroom, 1-bath, but preferably 2 bathrooms. Our budget per person was around $1,400. It was open to change, not much higher than that. We were looking for something preferably lower than that, so that would bring us to around $2,800 in total for the unit. Another thing is we're looking to move in either end of July, beginning of August kind of situation. I really want something with good lighting, something preferably with south facing or maybe east or west facing windows, but preferably not north. This is because of the way that the sun rises and sets, and south facing windows are the brightest. East and west get sun at different times of day. North facing is the darkest, so that would be the least preferred. Even if I get north facing, I was just looking for something that had big windows, open to good lighting, not like a bunch of trees covering it, not facing like another apartment building or a brick wall or something, because like for living purposes, for filming purposes, lighting is extremely important for me, and even just for my mental health. Like I need to live somewhere that has like sun coming in when I wake up and throughout the day. Next thing that is non-negotiable is it needs to be in a safe area, or I just need to feel safe in my apartment. As I was touring these apartments, I just like got a feel of how I felt, how safe I felt in the area. I know I toured during the day, so it's different than night, but you can still kind of get a gauge of how the environment is, taking into account if the apartment is like something that you have to go into a lobby first and then go into your unit, or if you can just access it from the outside. And also first level apartments were the least preferred because my dorm this past year was on the first level. I had people harassing me, people banging on my window all the time, and it was just a very uncomfortable experience. And also when you're getting changed and stuff, you always have to close the blinds, like it's very uncomfortable. And even just like for safety reasons, like being on the first floor is really not ideal, and even for lighting. So if I can, I was looking for something that was on the second floor or higher, but preferably higher. We were looking for something preferably furnished for money purposes, but I was open to either. Honestly, I was preferring not furnished. I was fine with either as long as the furniture is clean, new-ish, within reason, with style. Plus, like, it doesn't even matter that much because I'm not going to be in this apartment for that long, and like I'm sharing it with multiple people. Once I finally have my own apartment, I'll like style it per my style. So that wasn't like the biggest deal, but something that was a pretty big deal to me that ended up, as you'll see later on this video, making me decide what I decided for the apartment, and that is I wanted to find an apartment that I'm able to either sublease out to someone, or that I'm able to leave my contract in the middle of it, which I know is like very rare for apartments, especially in my area. If I did not say I'm renting in South Florida area, the reason I'm looking for this is because I am trying to study abroad in the spring of 2026 semester, and then in the summer of 2026, so I'm not going to be in the apartment then. So those are our definites, some things that we definitely want. Here are some things that are negotiable. Hardwood floors, we prefer them, but they're not a must. I would say that they're a must for common areas, but they're not must for bedroom, or like tile for common areas, but preferably hardwood. Clean and like newer appliances. It doesn't have to be newer, but we prefer that. We'd also prefer to have some sort of outdoor patio area or something, or like a pool or a gym on site. But again, those are not necessary things, I would say, because there is pools like on campus and stuff, but I feel like it's way more convenient to just like have it at your house. And like things like laundry, I would say we definitely would prefer in unit, but as long as it's in the building, it was fine. We weren't looking for something that was not in the building though. That's something that I would be open to if I ever lived in New York City. I would not be open to it in this area because it's so inconvenient. I don't have a car. Like, I just want it to be either in the unit or on the premises or whatever. That's everything I can think of right now. I have a list in front of me, but like it's so big. Like, I feel like you get a vibe of the apartment, and like those are honestly the things that I'm really looking for, because I really can't be picky right now. I mean, my budget's not that high, and like there's only so much in this area, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. So let's get into showing you the apartments. I will show you the common areas and the outdoor areas for the ones I didn't choose, but then the one that I chose is at the end. I will not be showing the outside area just for safety purposes. The first apartment complex, bunch of different sets of apartment buildings that had 2 floors. They were all like spread out, but it was a pretty big community. There was a nice pool, but it felt very clean. The realtor or whatever in there giving us a tour was very nice, so that's definitely a plus because you want to have someone that you're able to talk to if something were to go wrong. I took the tour of 2 different units, but she said that this would not be the unit that we would be in. We would be in a different unit. So this unit had hardwood floors. You walk in straight into the living room kitchen area, and honestly I loved the layout. I loved the amount of lighting that was getting in here, and this was 2 bedroom 2 bath. All the appliances seemed very new and clean. There was an outdoor patio, balcony area. Both bedrooms were pretty spacious. The bathroom area was pretty spacious as well. There was walk-in closets for both of the bedrooms, as well as a full bath with tubs, which is definitely a plus to have a tub versus rather just a shower, but I am open to just having a shower. A big counter area for the bathroom, and then one of the bedrooms had 2 windows, so definitely plenty of lighting. I loved how big the kitchen and living room area felt. Like, it definitely had enough room to put a pretty big couch and a table versus like small versions of those, so that was definitely a plus, and it felt very spacious. The layout was also nice. I enjoyed the layout. Now that I watched the video back, I actually don't think both bedrooms had a walk-in closet. I think it was just one. There was a pretty big pantry as well, in-unit washer and dryer, which is definitely a plus. Also, outside of the unit there was like an outdoor storage area, which would be great for putting stuff that we're not using, bikes or old furniture or just something. Even though it was great to have, it's not necessary at all. I would say this unit was amazing, and also it was definitely on the lower end of our budget. I don't remember the exact price because she did say that it changes pretty much every single day, just depending on how the market is. It's not like one set price. I would say it was definitely on the lower end of our budget, or it's like in the middle of our budget, like versus the other places that we toured. There was cheaper, there was more expensive. This one was around, I would say, 1,200, 1,300 per month per person. Although that unit was so nice, and honestly I really could see myself living there, I would say the 2 big things that turned us away from not living in this apartment. Even though I loved the neighborhood, I loved the area, it was very clean, it was very quiet, which I don't need a quiet neighborhood, but like it was. I loved this unit that we toured because I loved how it faced the road. I liked the sunlight coming in. It felt very open and very like bright. Like it was a cloudy day, like it was like raining when I toured these apartments, but it still was like so bright in this apartment, which is definitely something that I want. But that unit would not be the one that we'd be moving into. She showed me the outside of the unit that we would be moving into. We couldn't tour that one because someone's still living there. Yeah, I checked on my compass on my phone. First of all, it's north facing windows, which is definitely not ideal, but I'm open to it if there wasn't a tree in front of it, and also it's directly facing another apartment building. They're not like right next to each other, so it's fine, but it's like kind of close, so that also kind of blocks the light. And like I said, living in a bright environment is really important to me. Now on to the second one, which is honestly very similar to the first one. This apartment complex, we start off with a gym, and also this apartment complex also has a pool and it has a hot tub, which not necessary but nice to have. An outdoor tennis area. This like outside of this place specifically kind of felt like a country club. Like it was nice. It was definitely really beautiful, and it felt very safe, very quiet. When I was walking around in this neighborhood, I actually saw people from my school, so it felt very familiar, and also like lots of families, so the area just felt pretty safe overall. As well as the realtor who was showing me around was very nice. She seemed very friendly, which just like the first one. Like I said, the first one and second are so similar, as well as the price. They're basically the same price. So whatever I said for the last one, like they were basically the same thing, like 1,200, 1,300 per month per person. I forgot to mention this, but the first unit that I looked at was about 10, maybe 15 minutes away from campus, so not ideal. It's a little bit far, but it's fine. You know what I mean? Like it's not the longest drive, but just keeping in mind that Ubers do add up. This other complex, the second one, was about 25-ish minutes away. So that was definitely something to consider, something that is not preferred, but could be taken into account and could, you know, if I fell in love with this apartment, I definitely would choose it. Also, with the first apartment that I looked at, I talked to the lady that worked it, and you are not able to sublease, sublet, release, any of that stuff. You have to stay in the spot for an entire year. If I lived in the first apartment or the second apartment, which she said the same exact thing to keep in mind. So what that would mean is if I chose one of these apartments, I would have to give up any possibility of studying abroad during this school year. So that was something really big to take into account with these two apartments. Now onto the tour of the actual unit. I toured two different units for this apartment building. One was furnished, one was not furnished. When you would be living here, she said it would not be furnished. So it was just like decor furniture. First of all, I absolutely loved the layout for this apartment. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, all wooden floors. Out of all the units that I looked at, I love the layout of this apartment the most. It definitely felt like home. There was one smaller bedroom with a full bath and a tub, and then a master bedroom with a full bath and I believe a tub as well. First of all, the regular size bedroom was huge. Like, okay, I'm being dramatic. It was not huge, but it was very similar to the master bedroom. Honestly, like I could see myself living in either one. Like they were both very nice. There was a full washer and dryer in unit as well. All the appliances were very new. It looked like completely newly renovated. Both rooms had walk-in closets. The living room kitchen area was also very spacious. Like you could fit an entire full kitchen table. The difference between the two places also that I looked at was the first one that was furnished had very high ceilings, which would up the price, they said, and then the second one that I looked at had lower ceilings. I liked either. I preferred the higher ceilings. If I would have went with this apartment complex, I probably would have went with the cheaper one. Both were very nice. There also was an outdoor patio sitting area. Kitchen area was very nice. I loved the layout, honestly. Like it was very spacious in the actual like cooking area. Pretty decent sized pantry as well. Another thing that I absolutely loved about this space is the light. Like there was so much light coming in. Again, it was a pretty rainy day, and I believe this was north facing, but it was very bright. So that was something that I absolutely loved about this space. And like I said, it just felt like home. Like it just felt very comfortable. The first and second apartment complexes were extremely similar. The same with the both of them. Another thing to consider is with the price, nothing is included. Like you have to buy your own Wi-Fi. Like literally, it's not even like, oh, you can add it onto the rent. Like no, you have to buy your own box. So that's something to consider. Electricity, water, which usually is not included for any apartment. There's a bunch of other fees to take into account, but I ultimately did not not decide to choose that place because of the fact that I was not able to leave during it if I needed to study abroad. So I would be like definitely locked in there. I would definitely be open to living there another year. I just didn't think that it worked for me this year. The third apartment, it actually was a condo. The third condo, there's really not much to show for this, and that is because the realtor never showed up to give me a tour. Me and my family stayed there for 45 minutes waiting for her. No show. She literally ghosted me, which I thought was crazy because she would texting me and calling me and emailing me all day saying, are you definitely showing up? Are you definitely coming? Are we still on for this time? Are we still on? I was like, yes, we're still on. Like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I wasn't responding like that. I was like, yes, we're still on. You know what I mean? Like, she ghosted me. So that's actually crazy. But I think it worked out for the best because out of all the neighborhoods, it still felt safe, but it definitely wasn't the cleanest. We ended up having someone help us let us in to this apartment complex, and the hallway felt like straight out of a horror movie. And also, when you're in the hallway, you can hear so clearly into the other people's units. Like, there was people talking in the other units, and I heard it like so clearly, which is definitely not ideal because like something I had to deal with my dorms, paper thin walls, which is so annoying for privacy and loudness and whatever. Like, I don't care if the outside is loud, but if I can hear my neighbors clearly, that's like kind of annoying, you know what I mean? I know it's common with apartment complexes, there's not much you can do. If it's bad on the first day that you're touring, it's just gonna be way worse living there, you know what I mean? The price for this was the cheapest out of them all. I'll put pictures of what it was supposed to look like on the inside, but again, I didn't get to tour it, so I have no idea. It was supposed to be, I believe, 1,100 per month per person, which is definitely on the cheaper side of our budget. But since I didn't get to meet with anyone, didn't get to speak to anyone, it was definitely off of our radar, and we ultimately did not choose that one. The next apartment complex, there's also not much to show for this because like I said before, no one showed, but this isn't their fault because I booked everything on apartments.com. Like, I booked all the tours, and I ended up showing up to this apartment complex, which was very similar to the first and second one. When I got there, I went to the realtor office, and this was a Sunday that I was touring, keep in mind. It said on the window, close on Sundays. There obviously was no one to tour with me, so pretty much apartments.com, I guess, didn't know their hours or something like that. And also with the price, it was very similar to the first and second unit. Let me tell you about the place I ended up choosing. So this place, first of all, was pretty much right next to campus. One negative about this apartment, it was on the higher end of our budget. It's around $1,400 per month per person. So that was definitely something to take into account if we were willing to pay the highest end of our budget. The reason that we ended up going with it, although it was the higher end of our budget, was because of the fact that it is pretty much completely furnished, including TVs and stuff. Another thing about this apartment that you're gonna see in the video, it is 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. You're probably like, what do you mean it's 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms? Like, you don't have 4 people and you don't have the budget for that. All the units were pretty expensive. Like, the 2 bedroom, 2 bath was way out of our budget. It was like almost $2,000 a month per person. So definitely not in our budget. So if we want to stay in our budget, we would have to stay in the 4 bedroom, 4 bath, which when I was taking the tour, I was talking to the tour guide and I was like, we don't have 4 people. We only have me and my roommate. And she was like, we would find someone for you. You would fill out a roommate form and we would find people, or people just wouldn't move in. So that's something I was definitely open to. I was like thinking about it. I was like, you know, I want to make new friends. I want to meet new people at this school. It's this close to the beach, like actually like a mile or two. So like 5 minutes away from the beach, which was such a selling point. This was the only one that I toured that was an actual like one building apartment complex versus like more spread out. Pretty safe area as well, at least from what I got. One thing about this apartment complex is it is under current renovation. You look at the video, like the windows are like blue, but that's just because they're painting the outside, but it's supposed to be done in August to September time. So like when I move in. So my tour guide took us around. She said, first of all, there is a gym on site, pool tables, movie room, which is really cool. There's study rooms, which kind of made me feel like I was on campus, but I don't hate it. I can find a more homey apartment when I am post-grad. There also was a really beautiful pool and outdoor sitting area. And then the actual unit itself, compared to the other ones, it did feel a little bit more crammed, but partially because that's a 4 bedroom, 4 bath, so it makes sense. I guess just the layout, but I definitely was still open to it and it still was nice. There's not really an area to put a kitchen table, unfortunately, because it is tinier. As well as the kitchen area, it's not like you come in and it's like off to the side somewhere. You pretty much come in and you're right in the kitchen area. I like the big window next to the couch and the TV in the living room. And then for the bedrooms, each of them were different. 2 of them were smaller and then 2 of them were bigger. I ultimately went with one of the bigger ones, which was $15 more per month. It was all wood floors on the common areas. The bedroom was carpet, but it felt very cozy. Like, I would say compared to the other rooms and the other complexes, like this was definitely like the coziest one. There still was like pretty good light coming into the bedrooms. Full bathroom with tubs. Also washer and dryer in unit, which is absolutely amazing. A big pantry as well. Every decoration that you see in this unit, by the way, is not going to be there. It's only going to be the base furniture. I'm so excited with my choice. The reason that I ended up choosing this place is because of the fact that I am able to leave during my lease, and it's not like subleasing because it is more student housing. They cater more to students, I guess. It wouldn't be subleasing, it would just be leaving without having to pay the rest of your rent. Although it is more per month, everything is included except for electricity and water, which is usually every single apartment because it's different every single month. There is garbage pickup, there is security outside, there's parking for my roommate's car. I'm so excited about this space. I'm so excited about my new roommates. Or I'm not having a community bathroom anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And also I will be posting a video soon on for your first year of college if you're going into your first year of college soon, because I survived that. So if you want that, I'll be posting a video like that soon. Subscribe to this channel if you're interested. I post similar stuff like this on TikTok. You can follow me there if you want. My Instagram is also the same handle. And if you have any apartment hunting tips, any college move out tips you would like to share, definitely don't forget to put that in the comments below to help other people who are watching this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, evening, whenever the hell you're watching this. Thank you for being here as you are. Love you guys.
Head on downhill dive. Can't call you cruel for changing your mind. I still can't call